This last stretch of the race is always where the heat starts to take its toll. Exhaustion begins to creep in and legs become heavier. But Tim Reid was racing on a different level. He is in his element, in World Championship form. He continued to keep his pace to maintain his lead in the race.
The President Tenzu coming up and telling me, yes, it is Tim Reid of Australia in the #1 position. And yes, Mexico's Mauricio Mendez has worked his way into second place after finishing the bike ride more than 6 minutes down in 5th place.
Mauricio Mendez was 8 minutes behind Reid after the bike. And from the tail end of the lead group, he began to make his last push. He has caught his second win. And with a burst of speed, he started to get past Brett McMahon, Tim Van Berkel, and Ryan Fisher one by one.
It was really hot. It was we were in the chase group trying to catch Tim Reid and Ryan Fisher. They were going really good in the bike, having all the support, all the Filipinos vibes. It was amazing.
Ryan Fisher's first sport was soccer. If there's anything he's learned from it, it's to be tough. He started the race on top, but heading into the home stretch, he's lost the lead and in a tight battle for a top 3 finish. Tim Reid was not to be denied. Not even a wild chase from the young Mauricio Mendez could prevent him from getting his 3rd straight win here in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu.
Tim Reid is on his way. He's running this way. Belinda Granger says he is flying this way. Here he is. Let's go, everybody. He's making it 3 years in a row. Welcome home, your champion from Australia. Once again with the 3-peat, Tim Reid.
Today it was just all about focusing on myself and racing as hard as I could. Every win's different. This is a really pleasing result for me because I've worked really hard for this. My wife came over to America with me and put up with, you know, a lot of me doing a lot of training, and she was really supporting me, so it makes a big difference, and so it's special for my family and for me. I think every time you win somewhere, the pressure builds a little bit, and the next year there's a little bit more pressure, and the next year, so I just have to, for me it's really important to keep the pressure off and just keep it fun and enjoy myself.
And here it is. Look at this. Second place coming in. Mauricio Mendez, Mexico.
The young Mexican champion settled for second. But his gallant stand, his never-say-die comeback, was a promising sign that Tim's throne could be his soon.
Yeah, I'm really happy because of that. I mean, I know I'm young, so I still have time to work hard. It's amazing to be able to race with these guys. I mean, I've been watching them since I was a young kid, and now racing with them, it's just great. And both Tim Reid's the world champion right now. He's for sure a great athlete. He did it great, and it's just, I mean, you can learn a lot from these guys, and I'm just happy to have the result. They did do a great job. I would say it's one of the best races.
Oh, this man, what an incredible race for this young man. Also from Australia, Ryan Fisher. Australian Olympian, 2016, 26 years of age, making it here in the heat, his first time to race here.
Fisher stayed on the course and beat Van Berkel by more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. You know, I've never raced in the Philippines before, and I'd always heard good things about sunrise events, and thought I'd come here, but it was hot. I think my strategy that I wanted to go into the race with, I think I stuck to it fairly well, and yeah, hung on, and I was pretty happy to come third. I didn't really have too much of an expectation in terms of positioning. I sort of knew what I was capable of doing, and you know, I hadn't raced a lot of these guys before, so it's probably the best field so far that I've raced.
Let's hear it for Tim Van Berkel, Australia! And there was that race for third place between fellow countrymen Ryan Fisher and Tim Van Berkel. Absolutely incredible! From New Zealand,
Amelia Watkinson was the runaway winner in the women's pro.
Jacqueline Thistleton, Australia!
The drama was left on the race for second place. Jacqueline Thistleton, who had to overcome a bike crash, was able to catch Carrie Morris on the run.
Tried to sort of push it hard at the start of the bike. The wind started to pick up a little bit. Coming back into town on the second lap, I had a crash. So someone came in front of me, so I fell off my bike, and yeah, it wasn't much fun for a while. So I had to put my chain back on and gather myself because everything was everywhere, and make it back into town and just put it to the back of my mind and just run.
Jacqueline had a reason to quit, but she did not want to disappoint the appreciative crowd and her family back home.
We were trying to help and say pull out, and I was like, no, I'll keep going. So I got back on the bike, and I wanted to do the race justice. It's a beautiful race and beautiful people, and I know that a lot of people, if they crashed, they'd probably still keep going as well. So
right here, Carrie Morris. Carrie! Australia, Carrie Morris. Wow.
The spectators out on the bike course were just phenomenal. The kids out on the run were just amazing. The aid stations were perfectly stocked with everything you needed. It was just an absolute A-class event. I was very, very, very impressed.
After losing grip of the lead in the bike, Banjo Norte came back strong in the run to beat Joseph Miller and his teammate Paul Humamil in the Asian Elite. They're training in Thailand under the same coach that has trained multi-champion August Benedicto, reaped dividends in this race.
Alam naman namin na napakainit ng Cebu, kaya pinag-practice talaga namin na tumakbo kami sa init, sa mainit na sitwasyon.
And Leanne Zito from Hong Kong, Asia Elite.
As the celebration of the pros and the Asian elites at the finish line began to die down, the age groupers were still on the road, having a battle of their own. But theirs do not define who's the best, who's the fittest. But it's a race against themselves, a race against their fears, their limits. There were thousands more out there on the road, carrying their dreams in their every stride and every step. It defies reason why these men and women subject themselves to brutal pain. But the unexplainable feeling when they reach the finish line is something that can never be taken away from them. A fleeting moment that becomes eternity. Jubilation, triumph, euphoria, relief, satisfaction, love, happiness.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our volunteers. Thank you to the team at Sunrise Events. Look forward to seeing you at our next race.
This is a celebration of the relentless spirit. This is what makes them an Ironman.